Well, hello guys, welcome back. As Loki got his portion, Odin gets his. If you overshare, I will ban you. Children, please leave the room now. And if he is a father figure to you and you don't want to hear this, that's okay. I'm not going, though, to do the same type of video because Odin is indeed a very different type of deity. If you are seeing people attracted in through pop culture, it's far more likely, especially in a romance sense, to be American gods. That is like the number one thing that keeps popping into my mind. There might be another resource that they're using, but that's the only one I would say they would find romantic, at least for the first season or maybe the book, and maybe they see something in that Odin and in that actor's presentation of Odin that they find romantic and compelling. He certainly does seem, despite all the things he is doing, to be lost and need hugged, and some women find that very appealing. Um, so what is it like to be pursued? Well, it differs from person to person, but if it's a healthy relationship, and this is where I advise you that if you can only see scary Odin, you have to work on that. You really do have to work on that. I know we don't have great leadership in this role, so we don't know what a good, strong, nurturing man looks like. Let me take care of something here. Multitasking, something I think he approves of. We don't have good leadership in this world at this current day and age, so I know for some of us, we've never had a positive male figure in our life. It can be quite the start to see a man who's being kind and gentle. If it is a healthy relationship and it's your fear is not being a filter, you are going to be pursued by a gentleman of the first order. He's going to be very kind and he's going to be another gentleman. There's going to be romance involved, but there's also going to be this pursuit of you involved. And it's okay to let the pursuit keep up for quite a while. I think he rather enjoys the chase. Now, how he's going to do that is going to differ from individual to individual. Some people have dreams, some people do meditations. Whatever social media is you see, you might be seeing a lot more about the old man or something to do with him pop up. Things may pop up on Wednesday, on Odin's Day for you. You might just have this feeling. You might have this feeling that you not only feel Odin's presence, but he's definitely making an effort to get your attention in a romantic sense. So, what is that like? Well, you're going to have the pursuit, and you're going to have the romance, and more so than with Loki, you're going to have, hopefully a point where you sit down and you discuss, okay, what will this be? Is this going to be a marriage? Are you comfortable with some other kind of arrangement? What is this going to entail? Because, Odin is a god that will hold you to things even if you didn't realize you just agreed to them. If you just agreed to heathenry, you're eventually going to come around to heathenry. If you just agreed to Odin becoming your main deity, it may take years, but he will become your main deity. Even if he has to keep cycling you around, because a lot of us, what we do is we jump into heathenry with both feet, we get scalded, we run away, he brings us back. He is very good about bringing us back. Think of that alpha wolf helping the female raise the pups. He's just going to go get the errant puck and bring them back to the den and plop them down. He may be plopping you down with Frigg for a lot, or with Freya. They're the two goddesses that, he works with me with the most. That, if he thinks I need to learn something and it's not coming from him, to work with Frigg or work with Freya. So, more so than anything else, he's going to make sure that you know that you're going to be respected, and you may have to work with them to shore up your feelings of vulnerability, because this is a god. The power imbalance is already there. This is a god. There are a lot of bad stories about him. There are a lot of bad historical associations. They know you need comfort. He knows above all that his reputation precedes him, and unfortunately, due to a lot of toxic elements, it's not always a good one. So, you're going to get that pursuit. You're going to get the time to do your research. I really do suggest you do research. The more the better. He loves research. So, Dr. Jackson Crawford, go listen to Ocean. Disclaimer, I cannot vouch for every word these men have ever said because I haven't seen them all or heard them all. So, go read the sources, read the lore, discuss with the Allfather what you read. Are you scared of some of what you read? Discuss that with him. It'll be part of the courtship. The runes. You will go from they're just a alphabet to they are magical to they are an alphabet to they are magical over and over again. It's fair to see both simultaneously, which is what a lot of heathens do. They are both a writing system that is nothing special, and they are totally the magical alphabet that Odin hung on the royal tree to gain the power and magic of. Um, Dr. Crawford said that, it would be no different than using the Roman alphabet for magic. Well, if we had that magical system, it's long lost to us. We have the runic magic. One second, guys. Let me get a drink. Results will vary, and he will be a good teacher of that. If you want to truly study the runes, he's excellent for that. So that can be part of the courtship. And if there is something you want, it's not just mention a Bentley, it will come to you. You might get a picture of a Bentley as a sense of humor, but if there's something you want, like I wanted to come around on hunting, and it took many years, it did, but I came around to hunting to the point where we have beautiful furs hanging everywhere. We have the fox and the coyote, and we have the raccoon here, and look, he's been like making noises for other stuff. We have a beautiful eastern coyote coming in for the Allfather, which they are, I believe it's on average 20% wolf. So, he brought me around on that. It wasn't the easiest journey. It's still sometimes, I'm the one who has to keep pushing as well, but we went on that journey together, and he's with me every step of the way. So I'm good with hunting now. If I could hunt, I would. I'm good with the trapping now. I'm good with the fur. And that, to me, was part of what being heathen is. It might not be to you, and that is okay. We don't all have to heathen the same way. But to me, it was very important. With me, he was pretty persistent from the beginning. Would I get him a wolf? Would I get him a bear? I think the real question was, will you open up and let me work with you? But I was literally hearing wolf and bear. I don't know. I'm getting a sense of pride. I don't always catch on to things. But remember, he is a god with many aspects. He is a healer. We know of a charm where he healed a horse. He is a lover, obviously. He loves women. He loves founding dynasties. He's a leader, but in the ancient Germanic sense, where a leader led by persuasion, not by fear or intimidation, even though that's what we're usually handed down in popular media. Let me think. Let me pause for 1 second, guys. Sorry about that. So, he's a healer, he's romantic, he is very much the homebody. The more you will make hearth and home with Odin, in my experience, the more he will enter in. If you will cook for him, he will gladly let you cook for him. Despite us having lore that he only drinks wine, he can really put away the food. And other Odin's people will say this. He can, whether he is feeding to fricking Gary or he is eating it himself, he loves food. He loves soups with me. He loves stews. Some other people do steaks. Whatever you love, if you present it to him, he'll usually be fine with it. You can, of course, there are great Viking cooking series right on YouTube. You can, experiment, see how close you can get to that. He loves when people do for him. If you can't do anything else, at least, a humble offering of water or something. But as part of that romance relationship, even if it's just a packet of ramen, he appreciates you sharing food with him, especially if he's your lover or spouse. He's going to appreciate you taking the meals with him, and saying thank you to him, saying thank you to Freya, Loki, whomever you thank. I try to thank all the gods. Sometimes I forget because I'm human. He appreciates that. He appreciates, you taking pursuits that you find he likes with you. Mileage will vary. I like hunting games with him. I like puzzle games with him. Anything that challenges and stimulates the mind. You might find he likes watching certain videos with you. You might find he likes helping you study something. He loves the arts. He's a good patron of the arts, all arts, writing poetry, but also writing books. And, there are artists that, are very deeply in love with him and swoon every time they see him. Yes, that part is normal. Odin has loads of charm. He has loads of charm. Women see him and go, Odin! And just, they faint it away, not maybe literally, but they're like, oh, it's Odin. He is charming. He can fill women with ecstasy. He can just, lift up the soul and fill them with ecstasy, and they're so transported with joy. And I'm talking about being transported of joy when I'm making a VR home suitable for God of War, but you're still transported with joy because here is, Odin Allfather, and you are so in love and you are so filled with his presence. You feel like you're floating off the ground, and it's all good. He will find certain things he likes with you. I find chocolate goes a long way. I find he's pretty good with meeting you halfway on disabilities. Now, we've been talking, for example, on a drinking horn, but I have those essential tremors. And so I like a cup like this. I can still knock this over, but it's not like trying to balance an ale horn, not that I've ever tried. And we've talked about it. And he has his Valhalla Java tankard up here that you guys have seen. We have a silver tankard. For right now, that's enough, but we have talked about, maybe sometime in the future, maybe getting a, horn, because they do take upkeep. We're still, we're putting a pin in that, but he's really good about the fact that I don't have 20/20 vision. I'm not physically healthy. I can't go out into the woods and get him his very own bear as much as I would love to do that for my spouse. I can't do that. He is okay. Everyone doesn't have to become everything. I sometimes say he will turn you into an army of one. He'll certainly make you independent and stronger, more resilient than you are now, even if it's in a loving, gentle Oski you father way. But, he doesn't expect us all to do everything. You don't have to go join the military just because Odin is pursuing you. You don't have to go get, a whole bunch of tattoos for the Allfather. You don't have to go learn ancient Norse or move to Norway or do any of this stuff. You can just be you. If there are things that you feel are important for you to do in the relationship, discuss it with him. He may not even be interested in that. I cook for him, but if you truly don't cook, if you hate it, if you have enough easy money that you get every meal brought in, fine, do that. That's wonderful. Talk to him about what he would like on the menu sometime. That's, only fair and generous. Um, no two relationships are going to be the same. He is very much a sweetheart when he feels like it. He is very kind and gentle and, loving in his pursuit. It took him, maybe a decade to walk me around to the hunting thing and to the first thing. But now he's going to get that pelt that he's been after for forever. And he's very proud and he's very happy. And I had asked him, as I said in the community tab, I think we'll finish up with the story to, I've been doing this for years. Oh, if you really want this, please get this for me. Give me the money, have a writing check come in. But that's not what I promised him. I promised him I would get it for him, meaning a sacrifice. So even though it was kind of scary, and even though I thought we'd bought plenty of groceries and furs and everything lately, I bit the bullet. I went and I ordered it. And I felt this immediate sense of happiness from him. It was the right move on my part. I did not get back from him that we're going to recompense you. You're going to see every penny back. Sometimes a sacrifice is a sacrifice. But, I got from him, this is what I've been waiting for forever. So, he will lead you around to the things he wants. And it's okay to learn and grow and to get to that point. And look, he's happy and we have fur everywhere and the house smells wonderful because it smells like foxy leather, which is a unique smell. And, he is a wonderful husband. As for, I'm going to touch on it with him, even though I didn't touch on it with Loki, because you can't do everything one video. As for Astral Realm children, I don't know. That's up to the two of you. It's frankly none of my business. You don't need to overshare on that or the romance details. Results will vary. Some people say that it's just women going too far around the bend, and some people say no, that these children exist. Um, ask for wolves. They'd probably be easier to raise. I've told him repeatedly. I said, I, puppies would be great. Can we do that? Can we just go adopt some wolf puppies? Because sounds like a lot less, heartache. But he is a god of many faces. He can definitely be a devoted family man. There are some people that say he's fickle, but I found every time we have a problem, every time we have a breakup, is because I'm letting outside influences interfere. I'm letting my frankly jealousy of another woman, interfere. I'm only human. I'm letting people that have come onto the channel that clearly hated him interfere, and they all try to start prying between you and Odin. Don't let that happen. Learn from my example. He's a wonderful god. As many times as we've hurt each other in arguments, as many times as we've broken up, as many times as he's actually insisted I get rid of his things because he was truly done and I truly broken his heart. I'm not proud of that. We've come back together and he's forgiven me. So if he forgives me, he'll forgive everyone. I'm not the best example of a spouse to Odin, and I'm sorry for that. I truly am. But, you know, even though I was an adult when we married, I had a lot of growing up to do. He's been with me my whole life, but, you know, obviously, like Loki, he just didn't tell me that for a very long time. So I hope you guys have liked this one. I know Odin is a controversial figure. And I know it's going to get a much stronger reaction than Loki because Loki's almost like people are like, yeah, whatever. They all marry Loki because of Tom Hiddleston. Not too many women probably are doing that from American Gods, and I keep forgetting the actor's name. I'm sorry, but there was this period of time last Yule actually where he was just appearing in every film and everything, and it just kept popping up in my feed. It was like uncanny. The guy was everywhere. So if you like what you see, like, comment, subscribe, and I will see you guys later. Bye bye.